All right, here we are, just testing all these mics. My mic just fell. Great. So bear with me for a second while I fix this. This guy's bugging me a lot for this one, so I won't give that up easily now. Thank you for being here. This is the BGI Sambafying Sessions number 22. Oh man, we did 22 of these live streams already. That's pretty impressive. I'm impressed with my resilience to be on the Saturday morning. Okay, this should be working. Yeah, it's working. Great. I just need a little more sound for myself here. Yeah, nice. I think that the sound is going through there. So thank you so much everyone for being here today. The BGI 22. So today we're gonna take a look at the Fly Me to the Moon, a very, very common, often played, often called standard. People play that as a, straight ahead jazz, obviously. Interesting enough, this song was originally kind of published as a 3/4 waltz thing. If you find it on the real book, the first version of the real book, that is in a 3/4. I think it's on the real book too, if I'm not mistaken, on 3/4. And then we're gonna take a look at the most famous, most common version, which is in 4/4. That from the real book, the new real book, I think is also on number 2, but the new real book, that one is in 4/4. Let's get right into it. If you guys have questions already, feel free to address them, but let's just go right at it and start taking a look at this chart here. And as you already know, I got this setup thing going on here. So here's Fly Me to the Moon in all its glory in A minor original, secondly, right? That's the second version, that's the most famous one. So that's kind of the vibe, right? Let's just kind of go through the melody a little bit and the harmony, so we just have our set the record straight, if you will. So just kind of freely playing the melody. And go here. There's a substitution which we will going to use it. I use that one a lot. That's the tune. If you guys are here, leave a comment there. Don't be shy. Participate if you feel like it. So this is the regular layout of the tune in 4/4. Obviously, we're gonna transform this tune into a samba thing, just sambafying stuff. Like we already went through this drill, what to do there. You can look at this chart as it is. If you see it as a 2/2 cut time, then you can read as it is, just changing the rhythm, of course. But in 2/4, those notes will be the daughter quarter, and the 8 and everything will be dotted 8, 16, so on and so forth. So we need those figures to make this thing dance, right? As I keep stressing that point. So we obviously will not use this particular rhythm framework because that's a very swung frame. We're not going to use that, obviously. We're going to do something else. Hello, my friend. Grazie, Amadio from Italy. Abraço da Itália. Good to see you here, my friend. Reggie, ready to go. Thanks for being here, my friend. Yeah, so we're going to use a different rhythmic framework, right? Is the tick, 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 right? That kind of thing. We need again to put the Brazilian syncopation figure in this particular song there. This rhythm, change the rhythmic framework. So we're gonna use the 16/8/16 figure. Ta 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 ta. That's the first order of business. You know. That's how we get sorry, to the language that we're trying to portray here. What else we need here? That creates syncopations. We need syncopations, so we need ties also to help with this sort of jumpy type of melody, right? So here we're gonna do something with anticipations and the ties. You're gonna have something 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. When you get to that, that makes everything so much easier. We get the what I call so-called total syncopation. So that's a given. If you have that, boom, halfway done. Right. So the first thing again in the 3-layer system, right, part of the Sambafying System's trademark. You have to play the top against the bottom, top layer, bottom layer. Usually in this case, in most cases, melody against the bass. When you figure those out, boom, you have it 80% of the things done. So let's see if we can play this melody here. 1, 2. Boom. You got that? When you have that, you have an arrangement. You have a Brazilian danceable, properly sambified. I'm not, I can play in this key, but I am gonna try a different key, a more guitar friendly thing with a lot of open strings. A minor is not bad actually, but for range sake, to be a little more in the middle, I'm gonna try this in E minor, okay? I'm trying that key, okay? So putting the same new key, but the same principle. 1, 2, 1, 2. Boom, you got it. It's so much easier when you think that way and you kind of prepare the framework and you make the foundation like that. Then it's so much easier to come with the middle layer. And again, the melody, that's the mantra, right? Of 22 lives, 22 live streams, the mantra. You do that, and then you accordingly put the rest of the chords in the middle, and that supports the melody. The melody is active enough, the melody will be the groove. And then we have 95% of the thing. 1, 2. Playing a groove, I'm not thinking for groove, I'm just supporting the melody against a foundational bass and a highly active syncopated melody with some chords pushing. Boom, that's the secret, the Sambafying System, the 3-layer method. That's it, you got it. 1, 2. That's it. Then the last 5% is move the groove when the melody rests. Again, the melody is long, when the melody rests, then you bring the groove, in this case samba. Then I groove there when the melody allowed me to. When the melody rests, I did that. So, piece of cake, done. We already got the whole thing. Sambafy. Right? Great. That's the framework. Again, it works every time. Every time. As long as you know the tenets of the style. This is the samba. We talk about most about samba and bossa nova, but I can make that into anything. I can make that into a baião. That into a bolero, as I showed a couple of meetings ago. Boom, I can do that too, as long as I know the tenets of this style. And what the hell is the tenets of the rhythm of the style? The rhythmic framework, the common figures, the design of the rhythm of that particular groove, how those figures move. In Brazilian music, a lot of it is foundational in that figure, the so-called Brazilian syncopation figure, the syncopation figure, the 16, 8, 16, tick, tick, ta, 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 ta. And then you go from there to all different kinds of styles. We talk about bolero here. It has a very particular one, right? That's the tenet of that style. So you take that and you apply the 3-layer system and you fully sambafy there. In this case, bolero-fied, right, if you will. That's it. It works every time, every single time. The proof is the pudding. I'm here for 22 meetings already, and I haven't encountered a song that didn't work. So, thus far, I still have a job. Cool. Bala, good day, my friend. Great to see you here. Bala is a Brazilian Guitar Institute member. So is Reggie, and so is Mark, who also has a question. In your course, you begin the samba rhythm with the bass note. Here you seem to be starting with the melody note. Is that G considered a pickup note? Great question, Mark. If we are playing E minor, right? 1, 2, 3, right? I am starting with the melody, although, Mark, the melody is anticipated, right? Because the samba groove compared to bossa nova, it starts with a bass and the groove later, right? The bossa nova start bass and chords together. If I want to play the groove, bossa nova will be 1 and 2 and da, da, ba, ba. I'm gonna take your question from the screen so we can see my right hand. 1 and 2 and ba, da, 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 right? That will be the bossa nova. If I play the samba, it will be separate at the beginning. 1, 2, ba, ba, boom, da, da, right? The bass starts first. This melody, I anticipated that part of the syncopation, therefore the melody is not on the downbeat. So 1, 2, 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 3. So I can comfortably play the samba groove here. 1 and 2. I can play also the 16-note rest and then start the melody just as the groove. 1, 2, 1, 2. Right? 1 and 2 and 1. Da, da, da. I can do that. Or bring it early. 1 and 2, 2, 2. On this case, I prefer to put it early, anticipated, because it will lock in with that whole full syncopation, as I like to call, right? Back, tick, tack, tick, tack, tack, tick, tack, tick, tack, 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 right? That's it. Works every time. I can try to make this as a bossa nova too, but then I would start the melody in the thing. Then I have to play the rhythm like this. I don't like to play that as a bossa nova because the melody, the way I set up with the syncopations, it just sync up with the samba perfectly. If I decided to keep the bossa nova, I have to do the so-called adjustment, the infamous adjustment that we talked about a little bit in our sessions. Great, so we got the whole idea for the sambafying thing of the song. We got that going. Now let's talk a little bit about the harmony, a little bit of what can you do there a little bit. There's a few things that the chart itself already suggests, which we're gonna kind of tag along, you know. G major here, and then C. Right out of the bat, I can play that G major as a G dominant, just a very common trick, right? Leaning into the C major a little more, right? With the dominant. Great. Then the real book suggests already an alternate progression there. Let me get that here. If you're playing in A minor, sorry, in G major in this case there, right? Sorry, C major. In C major, on the fourth bar there, you can see. So before you get to that dominant, you go half step up minor, which is great. If you translate that to the key we are playing, right? So A flat minor or G sharp minor, however you want to call it. I really like that particular setup because the melody is on the third. If it's on the third, I can play open string here on the ninth. I can have this kind of dissonance there that I personally like. So I can put the open voice in here and then go straight to the G7 there, G9 in this case, right? So I literally just move my fingers down, like, and I get both chords. Boom, I did that, great. And here's GS Kung Fu there. There's another alternate theme can do that. How about this one? I'll play the regular one, then this suggested one, and then mine. Here we go. Cool. Then the alternate one. Cool. Now mine. What was that? What was that? Cool. I talk about this trick a lot on these live streams in the past. Basically, instead of arriving at G, and since I am going to C, I do a half step up minor from that C instead of the G. So I do that. And then I am doing a setup here. I'm doing a C sharp, F sharp, sus, because I want to go to C major, but I'm gonna keep the bass on G so I can voice lead that better. So instead of playing the chord like this, I'm playing C major 7 with the bass on the 5th. So I found that chord here to connect a little better. Of course, and I put that trick before on videos, the melody needs to be at the right place, right? In this case, getting into the 3rd of the G major. So that setup has to happen. When that happens, you can go or here. Then you end. Then you have all kinds of options to play around. This case, it happened that the melody does offer that to us. Then we're gonna use it. So that's what I did. Boom, done. That's a cool trick there. Here is waiting calmly for your trademark substitutions and reharmonizations. You just got it, my friend. There we go. Yes, she gotta love it. Yes, they arrived. You know they're coming. So that's one of them, right? So keep going. You can do that, or you can play the half diminished chord with the 5th on the bass, which is cool. I like this one a lot. If I decide to go to C on the root, and then I can put C and B, connect them beautifully. B7 sharp 5, nice shape. So you go to G major here, you can do that same trick of the 3rd, the half step minor version, but then you can go all the way connect chromatically. That's a cool move there. Check it out. If I take a little liberty, freedom with the melody, and then don't do that C, B, you know, I don't do that, just like just arrive here. I can do this, check it out. How about that? A little chromatic descending thing down to the E minor. So let me put that in context. What else can you do that? I can do a lot of stuff, but I think these two are already really cool ones, no? So one thing I do at the end, the sort of the turnaround thing, I do a little bit of a, secondary dominant stuff to a little chain of dominance. So. This is a 2/5 to A minor, right? Instead of playing that B minor, usually I can play dominant, sharp 9 if you want. Change the quality a little bit if you want, right? Or sometimes people change the melody altogether, and then I go with it, which is that kind of 13, 7, 13 chords that you can descend to 13, flat 13. I'll show you. That's a common one, a very Jobinian of me. You can do that one. And then at the end, what I'm thinking of doing, I was playing around this morning, I'm thinking of doing at the very last 5 chord, you know, system melody. I want to do a dominant sus4 flat 9, so that will be a cool kind of, you know, outro that I can use there. So D7 sus4 flat 9, or aka C minor over D, right? That sound. And then I can go little D pedal there with the G major 7 over D, then C minor over D, or D7 sus4 flat 9, however you want to call this chord. So context. Go. I think that's how the melody goes, right? Okay, that's how the melody goes. So that's why I did this to get me that same melody note, and then not really fight with the third, against the G. So that's a cool thing you can do there. So as far as harmony, those are things you can do. We can do pedals, you can do a bunch of stuff, but I'll keep between these for today. There's a few tricks right there that I can use. So you know, if you like it, comment, ask questions if you want. I'm taking a look here at the comments if you feel like it, and then we can move on to the sort of third portion of the live stream, which is the soloing, right? So a lot of cool stuff you can do there, right? So I did, of course, played a couple choruses on guitar, recorded, so I can play over that. And I am using some of the substitutions which I usually do, right? Kind of whatever the tricks I'm sharing, I put that into the play along version to play over. So important things that I need to address on this solo that I have to go through, I have to show the changes to you, are the A flat G sharp minor thing with the G7 to C. So I am playing those like, so my solo has to reflect that. So I'm playing. So I have to play the A flat minor, G sharp minor, and G7. I have to go through those changes, right? So I did that and everything. So the second time the melody comes, I am playing the other one, the alternate one that I showed you. So so I have to address that in the solo as well. So I gotta go to the C sharp minor 7 thing, and then F sharp sus, and then go to a C major with the G on the bass, so C major. So I have to address that on the solo. That comes on the second time the melody there. So you know I have to go through those changes. I have to play those, so I'm gonna attempt to do that. Let's see if I am going to succeed, and even better if my computer is not gonna fail me. So here we go. Fly to the moon with those little tweaks in there, and samba obviously. 2 choruses. So, oh, by the way, the last thing I'm doing also is a little turnaround, you know. I'm doing that. So I did a little turnaround there, and then I did the C minor over D, or D7 sus 4 flat 9, and then I suck around those 2 chords. Little outro vamp there, and then just end it. Super simple, but I just wanted to be aware that these changes are there and that I have to address them, and then we kind of go over what I did, but I already told you what I'm gonna do. So here we go. Let me attempt this thing again. Here we go. Hopefully this thing's not gonna break on me. Let's see. I already got a system overload. God damn it. My computer is old, people. What can I tell you? I need a new computer because it's not handling the data. Let me give it another try. Sorry, but it happens. It's live. So let me try one more time. Play this thing. Okay. Uncomfortable. It's a little, the track for me is a little too loud, and I need to hear myself, otherwise it's gonna be a little tricky. I'm gonna be losing the rhythm, the beat here. Make sure I remember the actual different key. Then here. I think I'm good now. Let's see. One more try. not bad. I think it was all right. Nice. There's some tricky moments there that you have to be aware. Be a little watch out there. So those changes that I made, sometimes I forget about them, but I think the second time I think I nailed them all. Yeah, what the heck am I using? I'm just very not a lot of fancy stuff. So I'm doing that part is all G major, right? Diatonic. So I can think of, you know, E minor, you know, A Dorian, and D mixolydian and all that crap, but just G major in general. And then here is the one that I really need to take care, which is the G sharp minor or A flat minor here. I was definitely making a point there to land that chord. So hitting that 9. And then these G mixolydian, the G dominant thing that comes right after, you gotta be watching those out. Then I landed on C, right? Then just kind of a E minor vibe. Right? Sometimes a lot of times when there's a 2/5, 2 minor, I substitute the half diminished portion. This one F sharp, half diminished. I'm using the so-called Locrian 9, the Locrian 2, right? Which is the I'm using here, right? A melodic minor here, right? 6th mode of the melodic minor. Then sometimes just E harmonic minor on the B. Sometimes just kind of altered, so-called super Locrian, play there, just kind of basic stuff, right? And then I'm really aware of the change for the E minor to E7. I gotta address those, you know. You need to make those changes. You need to. So the master Pat Metheny, I had the pleasure, honor to be on a camp, a guitar camp thing many years ago for a week, and then it's amazing how he you can hear all the changes when he plays, and he stressed that point a lot. So he told me, you have to show me the changes, you know, in your playing. So you gotta see the changes in your playing. That is a particular moment that you definitely need to show the changes, right? That E minor, E7 has to come through. Can't just kind of like float over. You have to make a point there. Like, you have to show the changes there. So, right? I just did D minor again. That's a question here about the scale from Mark. You said Locrian 2 is a Locrian natural 2. Yes, Mark. It's the 6th mode of the melodic minor. Locrian 2 or Locrian 9. Some people call Locrian 9. If you are in A melodic minor, is the, you know, if you have an F sharp half diminished part of the A melodic minor, if you apply those, right, A melodic minor over F sharp half diminished, you have what they call the Locrian 2. That's the 6th mode of the melodic minor. Difference from the regular Locrian, you have now a 9th, like a natural 2 or natural 9. So that's the sound you use there. Just for everybody else to be clear. Yeah, so then again we got the and now we have the C sharp minor, G sharp, C sharp minor, F sharp sus. That's a nice one, but you have to show that, right? Show the changes. That one is crucial, so you gotta find the C sharp minor. You can use, you know, either Aeolian or Dorian, whatever you wanna, whatever is your, you know, your taste there. I definitely make a point of really kind of bend the harmony there to make a point there. So the ninth of that chord is just something that I really look for. You know, there's a point there. The right. I kind of phrase something like that, which is to really get the ninth, right? And the chord that goes right after that is a F sharp sus thing, which is just basically me changing the bass from C sharp minor 9 to F sharp 13 sus, right? Right? So I can play the same sound. Mixolydian of that, or C sharp Dorian on F sharp Mixolydian, or B major if you want to play simple. Works too, but they're fast, you know. And then you have to move back to that C major, which is cool, right? And then again, right? They change from E minor to E7. You have to address those. And then I am playing the B minor as an outro chord, so I have to address that too. And then I just did a turnaround. So that's what I was doing. At some point I did a 13 there. And then we got to that cool 7 sus4 flat 9. And then here you can think, you know, really simple. You can either think of, you know, a C minor triad, or you can think of a melodic minor too. C melodic minor over this. And then G major over D, right? So I was just kind of that little outro loop thing, vamp. I was doing G major, just G, you know, Ionian or major, whatever, G major, and then back to that C melodic minor here on the little loop, you know. And then ended here. And then I ended on a Lydian, by the way, on G. Just to give a little different spice there. Right? So that's what I did there. Esses caras dos 7 chords é tudo mutante. You're just saying that all the 7 string guys are mutants. Yeah, I'm an X-Man, man. Eu sou X-Men. o gen mutante, né? Obrigado por você estar aqui no stream. Quiser fazer uma pergunta aí, manda bala. Omar, muy bueno, gracias, mi hermano. Thanks for being here. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions before I play the fourth and last portion of the live, which is the fully realized Sambafy thing, let me know here, and I'm gonna play a little bit of the solo version now. Again, the shameless plug is, if you like this stuff that I talk about, and you know, the system, the Sambafying thing, the 3-layer system, you know, I have a whole thing set up, you know, a program, obviously. But if you just want to chat and see where you are in your guitar journey, I'm more than happy to hop on a call with you. It's free, you know. Of course, I do have the program, the Brazilian Guitar Institute, as you can see here. Is a wonderful, beautiful program. We have members here live right now. But you know, I'm not gonna like sell you anything. You know, we can just go on a call, hop on a call, talk about your playing and something that you're struggling with. I'm more than happy to help you, regardless if you're joining the thing or not. You know, if you just book a call with me, we can just chat and you can talk a little bit about you. in your guitar journey. I'm here, live as much as I can on Saturday, sharing a lot of this knowledge. You won't find this thing there for free, like the way I teach. And, I'm glad to continue helping you. If you want to show me, if you're struggling with anything, I'm more than happy. If you want to book a call with me, just book a call at Brazilian Guitar Talk, and let's talk. I don't need to sell you or anything. We do have the program, but you're not obligated to join. It's just a friendly chat on Zoom, and you can talk about your stuff and the struggles on Brazilian guitar. I can help you out. I'm more than happy to do that. I'm here on Saturdays sharing all this stuff. So make sure to book a call, Brazilian Guitar Talk, and let's see with a match even. But no strings attached. You don't need to join the program. But if you want to talk a little bit about your playing and things that you're struggling, more than happy to hop on a call with you. Red is just saying BGI is the bomb because he's in there. He knows the deal. But again, no strings attached. Just book a call. Let's talk. Let's chat and see where you are. If you're struggling with a particular thing that you want to ask about the groove and how to do this or that, or some kind of solo question, I'm more than happy to hop on a call. So if you guys don't have any other questions, I will play sort of the fully Sambafy thing and this song, and I will see you in the next one. So thank you for being here. I gotta see if I remember the melody because I keep changing this melody so much. Let me just double check. Messing up the melody. Remember, that's the part I miss. Yes, I miss that part all the time. So I'll try. This session was awesome, Bala. I'm glad you liked it, my friend. And save some questions for our meeting because I know they're coming. Thank you for being here. Bala is another member from the BGI. So let's see if I remember all this, all the substitutions, all this thing. Let's see what happens, right? So, 1, 2, found some places there. Nice. Yeah, extended things a little bit, but I did try hard to go through those changes we talked about there doing the stuff, right? A few changes there. I did that. I did both of the A flat and the C sharp there. Cool. And I tried to put the melody on the bass layer. I know you've noticed that too, to kind of prove that the bass layer carries the bass most of the time, but not always. And the melody carries the top layer carries the melody most of the time, but not always. So I tried to just kind of came out like that. Put the melody a little bit there in the bass. Excellent. Thank you, Omar. Take appreciate, brother. Marshall, glad to have you here. Thank you so much for checking us out. Bala, again, thank you. There's a question. Existe livro de atendimento de 7 scores para migrar para o 7? Vi que possui muito barato para estudo, mas não me adaptar. He's asking if there's any particular basic understanding to migrate from 6 to 7, kind of make the jump to 7th string. And there's cheap models and everything to try. He's fearing to not be able to adapt, and talking about nails, if it's a pattern or not. So I'm going to answer em português first. Vou responder em português, tá? Primeiro, depois eu traduzo pra galera. Não tem assim um entendimento mínimo. Você vai ter que estar bem acostumado com 6 cordas, obviamente. Você só vai ter aquela transiçãozinha de sei lá, uma semana, 2, de você ver meio alien, né? Uma corda que você não está acostumado, então você vai criar uma puta confusão na tua cabeça de buscar os shapes, né, dos acordes que você já faz, mas você vai ver essa corda aqui, você vai se atrapalhar um pouco. Isso acontece, tá? Isso é super normal. Aconteceu comigo também, mas isso dura uma semana. Se você ficar praticando legal o instrumento, isso acaba já. I'm just saying that, there's a natural, time for getting used to it, because you are basically with like an alien thing here, like an extra string that just kind of like mess everything up on your mind when you're trying to play a shape, and then there's like an extra string. So it takes a while, but if you spend like a week or so, that goes away and then get used to it. Modelos baratos. Cara, se você estiver no Brasil, tem muito modelo que você pode achar aí. Tem um 7 corda da Rossini, que é bem sarapinha, assim, sabe? Mas para você testar, para você pegar e ver se você acostuma, tenta esse. Pega um Rossini para ver se você se acostuma, ou acha um usado de algum luthier. Aqui eles têm um 7 cordas que eles me endossam da Cremona, que é uma marca da Bulgária, que é bem legal também, mas ele já é meio caro, né? $2.500, então já fica meio proibitivo, mas tente esse violão aí, se você estiver no Brasil. Let's give you some tips about 7-string guitars for him to try. E sobre as unhas, cara, não tem padrão, é pessoal. Eu não uso unha alta, eu uso minha unha super curta, tá vendo? Comparada com a galera de 7 cordas que precisa de unha, eu uso bastante carne, né? E a unha junta, então procuro manter ela num padrão assim bem middle of the road, né? No meio da coisa ali, balanceada. Então é assim que eu uso. Mas é uma coisa muito pessoal. Just talk about nails. The height of my nails are not very long. I try to keep them on a reasonable distance, height, so I can still use the flash. I use both together. So that's kind of the question there. Obrigado pela tua pergunta, tá? Espero que você tenha pega umas informações para procurar as 7 cordas. Abraço. Muy buenos arreglos. Thank you. Muchas gracias, hermano Ricardo. Thanks for being here. So that's it for today, everybody. We're almost an hour in now. I hope you liked this one. One more time, if you want to chat with me and want to have a one-on-one Zoom, it's free. I'm not going to sell you anything. Of course, I do have the Brazilian Guitar Institute. It's at full steam, full motion. It's a beautiful program, but you don't have to join on the call. I'm not going to sell you on it. If you are interested, you can definitely talk about that. But if you just want to have a chat with me to talk about your playing and see where you are, Brazilian Guitar Talk, book a call with me. And we're going to chat one-on-one. It's free. no strings attached. I'm happy to help you when you journey, and I love doing that. And that's why I'm here on this Saturday, this beautiful Saturday, I might add, here in Colorado. So I hope you all have a great weekend. This meeting was so fun. This tune is awesome. I play that all the time, and have been playing this kind of samba version with a singer friend, and we'll play that on Monday, I think, again. So it's good that I got some new tricks to practice. So you can find me everywhere on YouTube or on Instagram or on my website. But again, if you want to chat a little bit about your guitar playing, BrazilianGuitarTalk.com. Again, no strings attached. It's free. I'm not gonna sell you anything. Just a Zoom one-to-one, and you can tell me about your journey, and I can help you. I'm happy to help you. So I'll see you guys soon. My friend Reggie, thank you again for being here. BGI member. Bala, good day to you as well. Not a BGI member. They can vouch for this program also. So thank you so much for being here. I will see you guys. Hopefully, I don't know if I'll see you next week, but in the following week for sure. I'll be around. I'll post, when I'm gonna be live. So have a wonderful weekend, and I'm so glad to be with you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.